So while I'm in Cusco, I actually get to do something called a homestay, which is where I get to stay with an actual Peruvian family in their home, and thus the word homestay. My family, well, basically the person who is taking care of me is this woman whose kids have all grown up, and so now she gets to take care of me.
Fuerza, valor y coraje que brotan de tu alma, madre querida.
I feel really lucky that I get to do a homestay because this gives me the opportunity to learn so many things about the culture and about the country, and also just logical things like, you know, how to get to the post office, what convoy to take to the post office, what direction the post office is in, you know, just logical things like that. I also think it's like a really great experience because not only am I getting immersed in the culture, but I'm getting immersed in the language as well, which can be pretty important. Besides my homestay, there are a lot of other things to get used to around here, like
weather, meals, doors, plugs, hot water, toilet paper, dogs.
Number one, the weather. As soon as we got off the plane in Cusco, there was like a drastic difference in the weather because the temperature dropped terribly. And in case you haven't noticed, I went from hot summer, you know, light clothes to like winter clothes, sweaters, jackets. The thing is that the weather isn't even just cold. It's cold. It's freezing in the mornings actually. Freezing in the mornings and hot during the middle of the day, like hot because the sun is beating down and we're so high up that it's just the sun hits you and it's hot. And then at night it goes back to being really cold. Another thing is that a lot of the houses don't really have like heating, so there's really nothing you can do. I mean, we drink a lot of hot tea and you just bundle up. Number two, the meals. This is something that I was not expecting at all. But here, the biggest meal is your lunch. So they just give you a whole bunch of food for lunch. Breakfast, this is what I've been having for breakfast. Cereal with yogurt, like drinkable yogurt on it, which is really, really good. And hot tea usually. Sometimes I'll get scrambled eggs with ham, which is pretty normal. And bread. Bread is like it here. Everybody loves bread. And then lunch is your biggest meal in the day. They give you just a whole bunch of food. In my house, we typically have 2 courses. We have a soup or a cremita, which is like a different kind. It's like soup, but it's a little bit thicker. And then your second course is your meal, which there's a lot of meat, there's a lot of rice, and there's a lot of potatoes for me, and a lot of bread. Dinner is usually light, and I've heard that that's because of the altitude and your digestion doesn't work normally, I don't know, in the middle of the night, so it's not good to have a big dinner, but yeah, I mean, dinner's light. Number 3, doors. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but doors here are they just function differently. I mean, some of them are normal, well, not normal, but you know, some of them I'm used to. They have a knob that turns and you pull or you push. But here they usually have like a little notch that you tug on and then you pull, which is really strange. I've been having trouble with the doors. I really don't know if that's just me, but I just thought I would mention it. Number 4, plugs, or electrical sockets, I guess you would call them. They look a little bit differently. As far as I know, the voltage is pretty much the same as it is in the United States. I'm not entirely sure what the voltage is in the United States, but here it's 220 volts. And I mean, anything two-pronged will pretty much fit in the socket, but nothing three-pronged. So I had to buy an adapter. This was basically I bought it at the airport. It was like 7 soles. So I mean, I'll explain the currency later, but that's basically like a little more than $2. So for all my three-pronged, you know, appliances slash utensils, or you know, whatever, I have to make sure I have an adapter so that it fits. Number 5, hot water. The water works a little bit differently. Here I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I heard that this is how it's heated. There's actually an electrical appliance on your shower head, or it's part of your shower head, and that they don't have like heaters, like water heaters, that heats your water, the electrical appliance. So it heats your water as it goes through your shower head, I guess you would say, giving you the option of either water pressure or hot water. I usually choose the hot water. So water everywhere, like your sink doesn't have hot water, or not any sink that I've seen anyhow. My sink at home just has one turny thing. One turning. You know what I'm talking about, right? So it's just cold water. You wash your hands with cold water, you brush your teeth with cold water, and that's just the way things are. You wash your dishes with cold water. Number 6. Toilet paper. What I have unpleasantly or unfortunately discovered, 3 times to be exact, public bathrooms usually don't have toilet paper, or even, you know, a lid or a seat. So if you're coming to Cusco, I would recommend taking toilet paper out in public. I mean, taking toilet paper with you out in public, because you don't want to get stranded, you know, as I have 3 times without toilet paper. I mean, some of these bathrooms are really, really nice bathrooms, clean, smell great bathrooms, and yet no toilet paper, none.
Seguiré bregando por una vida justa para un nuevo amanecer.
7. The 7th thing that I want to talk about is dogs. One has to get used to dogs, because they're everywhere here, and we were warned about dog gangs, which I didn't really believe in, but they exist because I have seen them. And I mean, usually the dogs aren't really hostile or anything. You just walk by them, they're just there, kind of, and some of them are really friendly. And a lot of them actually have owners. They just let them out into the street, and it's perfectly normal.
Madre obrera, corazón de acero. Madre obrera.
But wherever there's dog poop. So beware. I've already stepped in it.
And now, for your weekly dose of touristy things done by me.
This last weekend, we actually went to 4 sites around Cusco for archaeological sites. There was Kenko, there was Kenko, Puka Pukara, Tambo Machai, and the most beautiful of all, Sacsayhuaman, which is on the outskirts kind of Cusco. It's part of Cusco, the city, and it was incredible. Incredible. So I really hope that someday you get to go. Also, just a brief plug, this is my student tourist boleto turístico de Cusco, which has all of these different sites on it, which you definitely want to get. It's a really good deal. It's 70 nuevos soles, so that'll be approximately $28. But you get to go to 16 sites around Cusco. I've already gone to 8, and I plan on doing the rest this weekend. But this is definitely a must-have if you're ever gonna come to Cusco, so you can go out. See, I even got little hole punches for all my successful journeys out into the world of history and fun.
Madre, con tu ejemplo de fuerza, valor y coraje, seguiré bregando por una...
Dog gang!